Action. Heading into the second round of the SCORE season, the Baja 500, myself, Kevin, and the team were really amped. We had an amazing run at San Felipe. Got all the confidence back up for drivers and the team. We're super stoked to start the Baja 500 and see how we can do. Plan for this year's Baja 500 is I'm going to qualify and start and do the first 236 miles. And then Kevin's going to jump in and bring it home. I do like qualifying. It's a little nerve-wracking. You got to put it all on the table for 4 to 5 miles. It felt really good, and I was excited to jump back in there and qualify and see where I can stack up against some of the best drivers out there.
Checking a little air pressure, baby, that's all. Getting them ready to go.
Getting ready to go up for qualifying, did our practice lap, took all our notes. Steve took all kinds of notes so we can have the best chance to qualify good. And typical is my only excuse. Everything always happens. We're sitting on the start line. Steve starts counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, go. First left, first right, little blind rise kicker that could have hit a little harder. I checked up for, and it's just silence in my helmet. I yelled, like, "Are you gonna help me or not?" And I couldn't hear nothing back, so I think Steve kind of got the hint, and he started doing hand signals, which were helping, but I didn't know what this meant. I got what that meant, but you know, some of the signs, like, we didn't really talk about it, so he was just doing this, like one of those little boat races. Pretty fast course, lots of like little blind rises into jumps, just twisty turny on some pretty slippery stuff. So not my favorite style, but it is what it is. And it's a quick run. I think it was only like 4 miles. Times were pretty low, so. Made it through clean, didn't go off course or nothing, pulled it in just a little too slow and ended up starting 9th. Qualifying day is a bummer. That's your bragging rights day to see where you line up, but race day, 9th isn't too bad. You're still kind of in the top 10 of fast guys, so wasn't too worried about on race day. It was just bummed on qualifying because I wanted to see where we could stack up after such a good run in San Felipe. Race 1 was great. We were dialed. We were so ready to go and try to win this thing. It wasn't even funny. I don't think we've ever been so prepared, but we were ready to go. race started. I mean, come around the first 3 corners and there's a truck already on the side of the road. So we already moved up 1 spot before we left Nelson Ranch. So my plan was to just run a good pace and get Kevin the truck without making any mistakes. I had Rob Mack right in front of me. My plan was to kind of stick with his dust or stick in his time. He knows how to win races. I knew I wouldn't go backwards if I was sticking with him. So that was the game plan, just stick where I can, pick off some trucks I can, not take any really big risk and hurt the truck. Coming to Ojos, I was already in a little bit of dust, so it felt good that we were moving forward. And then we hit our speed zone down the highway. Then we jump out into the graded road section. We crest over what used to be the big jump is resume race speed. And you get quite a few hundred yards to get to full speed before you hit another big sender. People are crazy. At Ojos, they are so happy to see everyone. It's like 10 in the morning and I think they've already been partying all night. There's so much local traffic on that road because it is their road and some people don't listen to, hey, shut the road down, we're gonna be doing 120. And the fans and the locals do not like that. You drive your stock truck down there trying to get to a spot to see better, you're gonna get beer cans thrown at you, logs, everything. They're screaming and yelling at you. Like, they do not want the locals on the course while we're trying to race because it endangers everyone's lives. So they're letting you know that they don't approve of you driving down their race car, the race course in the stock vehicle. Yeah, the race is going good. We cleared Ojos and got into the stuff that we've been pre-running all week that we knew really well. Steve's notes were killer. Time split on Rob, I was like 40 seconds, I think, which we started a minute apart. So that was my goal, stay right there. Right before mile 80, kilometer 84, we hit a long straightaway, like 5th gear as fast as truck can go. We put that thing to the wood and had that Gibbs engine screaming and we were reeling him in. Like we could just literally see him coming at us. And I was like, we can get this guy another quarter mile. We got him 135, 136 miles an hour. There wasn't a breeze and there's a couple rollers and a couple washouts you got to watch out for. So you got to hug left, hug right. As much as I wanted to try to catch him and put the squeeze on him on the 130 mile an hour road, I didn't want to throw it away. So tailed his dust, we made a lot of time on him. Hooked the left off that road going to the road crossing and it got really silty and I was in his dust pretty good and there's like a cement and barrier coming out that, you know, hug left around, danger right. And I clipped it with the right front. Got a flat. I think Steve changed it in under 30 seconds. I I had a clear back door from the last time split, so I made the decision to pull into the road crossing and get a re-rack just before I went to the rest with no spare. Did that real quick and then just kept going again. About another 30, 40 miles coming into Trinidad. I was able to reel my time back up and get within the minute of Rob again. Even with my flat and a re-rack, my plan was coming too. I just wanted to stay within a minute of Rob and try to move forward. Coming into Trinidad before the GO Trail, we were on a pretty high-speed section. I saw a silver Tacoma, local, coming at me. We're doing about 120, we're making dust. Have a helicopter above us. You can probably see us coming, bright red truck. He looks, turns to the right, goes right on course, looks out the window at me, and just moseys his way around the course as slow as he can. So luckily we saw him and we were in clean air, so I saw him and just held my line. He got out of the way, but hopefully I gave him a little scare. There's no need to be doing that. There was no reason for him to cross the course. So that kind of gets your heart rate going, like, oh man, I almost hit a guy. Literally like a mile later, I see Lofton pulled over and we're still cruising along pretty good and he starts coming back on course. He was coming out of angle, so I know he's looking, but after the encounter with the Toyota, I'm like, oh man, hope he doesn't pull out, because we couldn't roll up that fast, but like I know he's been doing it long enough. That's why we come on an angle trying to look and see if someone's coming, but got my heart rate going again as I saw another Lofton get ready to pull back in course. So up until that point, I didn't see any other cars broke down. So we were still running 8th on road, but just trying to get to Kevin without making any more mistakes. After getting over the Mike's Loop and getting through La Jolla Ranch, coming down into 236, they had so much rain during the pre-run. What was like 1 inch or 2 inch rock or 3 inch was now like 6, 7, 8 inches because all the water was eroding the dirt. So there's a bunch of rocks. Steve yells rock right, but I'm looking at Luke McMillan parked over on the side of the road thinking here's another position, and then boom, nailed a rock with the left front, like really bad. Oh man, checking the steering, I actually bent the steering like almost 80 degrees. I'm sitting there just making sure it's good. Everything's going through my head like, oh, I messed up. Luckily the tire held air, but picked off another one. After seeing the damage, I think we hit the same rock because he actually broke steering on his spindle and the same side. So I think we hit the same rock. He just exposed, we didn't even see it. Picking him off, I think that put us up into like right around 5th place. Got over to race mile 236 for some fuel and tires. Steve and I jumped out, Kevin and Kellen jumped in, did rears, topped it off the field, and away they went. Yeah, Kevin's section is just amazing. He got down at 236 at San Catine, coast section. Like you literally get down in the sand of the beach, get down the rocks of the beach. You're on some big plateaus, cruising the beach. You can see the ocean the whole time. I mean, hope he's not looking at the ocean at about 130, but it's just beautiful. The weather over there is nice, and he joked when the map came out, we were gonna do driver change. He's like, "Ha, you're gonna be mad at me when you saw the map, huh? Because I picked the whole coast section." It's probably one of the best sides of Baja. That's what's super awesome about racing the 500 is just going down the coast. We go really close to the beach and there's ginormous rocks, fling everywhere. One got between the wheel and the caliper and broke a bleeder off the bottom of the caliper, so they had to jump out and cap that. And then we lost 2 coils, so we ran about 6 cylinders. So the truck wouldn't go over 100 miles an hour. Name of the game is get to the finish line. Definitely want to win everything, but the big picture is championship. You know, finish every race, every mile. So other than that, they had a clean run. They're just picking them off. Ended up getting 5th. Two guys in front of us weren't in points, so I believe that moved us up to 3rd, if not 4th, by like 1 point with Rob Max. So good start to the season so far. Really looking forward to going to the 400 and laying down a solid run.